I really like cleaning. That's how I kind of de-stress myself. And I was telling that to someone recently. I was explaining the story, and the person goes, "Oh, well, you shouldn't say that." And I was like, why shouldn't I say that? And they're like, because, you know, like, you're Spanish, like, don't fall into the minority. There's the stigma that, like, Spanish women are like the maids or the cleaning ladies. Or the help. And or the help. And even though they were trying to help me, and they were like, don't fall into the stereotype, they didn't realize that that interaction entirely was stereotyping. And I like to clean, and I am Puerto Rican, and those things do not have any correlation whatsoever.
I think one thing I deal with, especially like within my own people, is the good hair versus bad hair. For example, like having my hair out frizzy like this, like I have some of my people who would say, oh, you know, your hair is so pretty, but that's now. Like back then it would be like, oh my gosh, your hair is just, you got that bad hair, girl, like, you know, you gotta. So it's just it's just that difficulty, you know, sometimes, and having that difficulty embracing your own hair, and embracing my own blackness, embracing my own culture. Sometimes it's a struggle.
I think that because of the way that I look in terms of namely the bleach blonde hair, it attracts this sort of stigma and stereotype around it. When people talk to me, they think they have to like dumb themselves down or something, and they'll kind of be condescending, and I'm always just like, and then I, of course, have to kind of compensate, so I use my big girl words and my English major words, and really just kind of be like, no, like I'm not that.
This one time I was trying to get career advice, so I randomly messaged this older man who had a pretty high up position at the company I was working at, and I asked him for advice on a certain topic, and his immediate response was, oh, I'm sorry, I can only provide advice to US citizens. And I just thought, well, I am a US citizen. I didn't say anything. I remember being pretty sassy about it. I wrote him like a really rude reply. But I just feel like a lot of people still, for some reason, don't realize that Asian Americans exist, African Americans exist. Like, being American is not looking white in my LinkedIn profile picture. So it was just like one of those moments where you realize, wow, like some people actually do still think this way.
I think it kind of brings you up a little bit more. Like when these people have bias towards you or prejudice towards you, it kind of like lights a fire in who you really are. I honestly feel like in those moments, unfortunately, when you experience prejudice, you're probably your most confident and true self. Like you said, you got right back to him. You had a very sassy reply. Like it encourages you to really be who you are and to like radiate that.
And it makes you want to almost like school them too. Like I think people just need to realize like, or understand the diversity in each culture. I think that's super important. Sometimes
after I do get catcalled or I have like a creepy encounter, you know, I have that moment of like, damn, this is me, you know what I mean? But then I get in the car sometimes and I look at myself and I'm like, do I need to tone it down? And then I'm like, you know what? No, I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to go to the grocery store. I should be able to walk to my car. I should be able to go wherever I want and not have to worry about how my appearance is going to impact me that night in terms of what people are gonna say.